All right, so now it's on to the LA Chargers. Justin Herbert, really good quarterback, big arm. Brandon Staley, head coach of the Chargers from Perry, out in Lake County, by the way, talked about the Browns' secondary and some of the big plays they have allowed.
They're very talented. They've got a lot of good players. Their corner tandem, first-round picks. Denzel, earning that big contract, and then Greg Newsome. They drafted a rookie, Emerson, and then they've got Greedy Williams, who is a high pick, and then in the back end at safety, they're deep. With Delpit, high pick, John Johnson, who I coached, who's as good as anybody in the pros, and they're deep in the secondary, and so a very complete group.
Any idea why maybe it hasn't materialized back there for them? It's a group that's played together, but they've given up quite a few big plays, just in terms of where they rank in pass defense.
I can't comment on that. I know that we have a lot of respect for them. I know, and sometimes it takes time or whatever. But I mean, they're a very quality group. They're tough to play against, that's for sure.
And Quincy, points for the follow-up there. You had to ask him. You didn't think Brandon Staley was going to answer that question, but points for the follow-up question.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be. This is an interesting week for the secondary, because when I talk to people who are familiar with the Chargers, they say that it's kind of like how our fan base kind of complains about running the ball. We don't run it enough. They're actually the exact opposite. They don't think they throw enough out there in LA, right? Like they're like, why are we running the ball, right? We can just stretch the field. Why are we going deep every play? It's amazing. Like when you're really good at something, it never seems like you do it enough, right? But yeah, it's going to be interesting for this Browns defense, because while the Chargers are a very explosive and high-powered offense, similar to the Cincinnati Bengals, they aren't necessarily the most efficient offense. So if you just don't blow coverages versus them, and you have an efficient performance from your offense, which your offense has been one of the most efficient ones in the NFL, you're going to put yourself in a good position, right? The thing the Browns defense can't do is give up the big plays, right? They cannot be out of position. They cannot give up a touchdown in 2 plays, right? That's not what they can afford to do. If they play sound, they should be fine.